this is bigger than just keeping my gym open. And this is really that fight between evil people and good people. And I am a firm believer that evil wins when good men do nothing. And so it really turned into this hill that I was ready to fight and die on. I closed the gym initially in March of 2020. I was like, holy fuck, there's a virus wiping everybody out. And then by about April, it just didn't make sense anymore. And so by June, I had started to do the numbers and I was looking at admissions into hospitals and what people were coming in. And I was like, oh, 3 cases means that it's an outbreak. Oh my God, there's outbreaks all over the cities. That stuff didn't make sense. But the straw that broke the camel's back was there is a KFC across the street from my gym. And there was a point in April or so that we were sneaking in through the back door and we didn't want people to know we were doing what we were doing. And there was this outstanding message that this is for public health. It's for your health. It's for your health. And I was like, well, the lineup to KFC, the drive through was packed around the building, packed. And we were sneaking in the gym like we were criminals. And I was like, wait a sec. If this is to do with public health, and why is KFC essential and gyms are closed? And from that point, it was I want to talk to my MP, my MPP, my mayor. I reached out to all of them. I did my due diligence. I tried to do that. And until somebody explains to me why a KFC is essential to health and a gym is not, I'm going to be open.
Right. And what's the best answer you got?
The best answer I got, okay, I'm going to say the only answer I got a meeting with my MP, Mary France Lalonde, and I asked her specifically, what is she going to do to work as my public servant to make sure that I never get locked down again? And her answer was long-winded, but essentially, you should just toe the company line. And my plan is to toe the company line because we take our direction from the Liberal government. And I was like, well, no, you're a public servant. You should have been voted in. It should be the other direction that we tell you what to do with the government, but the government's going to tell you to tell me what to do. So in terms of my specific question, KFC essential and gyms not. Nobody gave me an answer. No one.
Right. And I think that's what a lot of people saw during the pandemic in regards to what was creating a lot of the upset in people was number one, just who gets deemed essential and who doesn't, and the fact that the government gets to say so. I mean,
Yeah.
someone has to call the shots, but I mean, at the same time, when it's falling that unfairly, like what do you do? And so there were a lot of these inconsistencies. You're watching these unfold. So you just decide, like, listen, I'm a gym. I know the value that I offer in regards to people's physical health, their mental health, and then we'll just say like psychologically, just all around being able to go to the gym, get those endorphins. So you decide, okay, I'm going to stay open. So obviously, immediately, this must have created conflict.
Yeah, pretty much so. I made a long post on Instagram basically stating my point and why we were going to stay open and that I was not dragging anybody in by the hair and that if you would like to come work on your health and fitness, that the doors will be open. Nobody's forcing you. Take your own health into your own hands. If you have a right to how to take care of your health and the gym is how you want to do that, nobody should be allowed to take away that right. And so we'll be open until further notice. And it started almost immediately. There were calls into bylaws. I ended up getting a disclosure document as part of all the court stuff. And there was something like 36 or 37 bylaws phone calls that were made within like a 2 week span of people just saying, this gym's open, go close them down, go close them down. Um, and then bylaws started to show up. Police started to show up in support of bylaws. They weren't there to specifically put their boot on me, but I had heard later on that the bylaws apparently labeled me as potentially dangerous, and so
Right.
the police will show. Yeah, the police will show up to then protect the bylaws. Um, and then that's when it turned into a whirlwind.